If you're a proud Monstera owner, then you know exactly what I'm talking about. Those strange, almost alien-like roots that just seem to pop out of nowhere and have a mind of their own. Are they a good thing? A bad thing? Well, let's dive in and figure out exactly what's going on with your plant.
Yeah, it happens to the best of us. One day you've got this sleek, gorgeous plant, and the next it's sprouting these wild tendrils that are just everywhere. It can make your plant look a little messy, a little unruly. But listen, don't worry. It is a completely normal part of the Monstera experience, and we are going to clear up all the confusion right now.
So, first things first. What even are these things? Before we can talk about what to do with them, let's get a really clear idea of what's actually growing on your plant. Okay, so these are called aerial roots, and they're a totally normal, totally healthy part of your plant's biology. You gotta remember, out in the wild, Monsteras are climbers. They scale these huge trees just to get up to the sunlight. These roots, they're basically its climbing gear. They act like little grappling hooks, anchoring onto tree bark, pulling moisture right out of the humid air, and giving the whole plant stability. So when you see them, it's not a bad sign. It's your plant acting on its natural, happy instincts.
So, not only are they not a problem, these roots are actually a huge help to your Monstera. I want you to think of them as the plant's built-in support system. Let's take a look at exactly what they do.
And here's the most important thing to remember. They are 100% beneficial. They're not going to harm your walls, your pot, or anything else. They're just your plant's way of building its own little scaffolding to keep it strong and upright as it gets bigger. So if you see a bunch of them, you should actually give yourself a pat on the back. It means you have a very healthy, thriving plant.
Okay, so they're helpful. We've established that. But let's be honest, that doesn't mean you have to love that wild, all-over-the-place look. And the good news is, you are totally in the driver's seat here. You've got options.
So, what can you actually do? It really boils down to three main approaches, and we're going to walk through each one so you can pick the best fit for your style and for your plant.
Option 1 is a fan favorite, and for good reason. Just redirect them. Gently guide those roots down and tuck them right back into the soil. This actually helps the plant even more, giving it extra stability and a direct line to all those good nutrients in the pot. Now you might hear a little snap from the dry outer casing of an older root. Do not panic. The inner root is super flexible and almost always stays perfectly fine.
Now, if you're just not a fan of the look and you prefer something cleaner, more streamlined, option 2 is for you. Just trim them. The one crucial, non-negotiable rule here is to use clean, sterilized shears. Think of it like a tiny surgery. A clean cut prevents any nasty diseases from getting into your plant. Just be prepared. Your Monstera will probably thank you for the haircut by, well, growing more roots.
And then there's option 3, which is all about working with your plant's nature and really leaning into that jungle vibe. Give it something to climb. A moss pole or a trellis is perfect. The younger, more flexible roots, you can gently wind those around it. For the older, woodier ones, just use some soft plant ties to secure them to the pole. Misting them every now and then can also encourage them to latch on. This way, you're giving the plant exactly what it wants.
All right, let's level up with a couple pro tips. All these roots can make a bigger task, like repotting, feel a little intimidating. I mean, when you have a big, mature Monstera with roots going everywhere, moving it can seem like a huge project. But with a couple of tricks, it's actually pretty simple.
The key to repotting is to be gentle. Tip the whole plant on its side, maybe on a blanket to protect the leaves. If it's a big one, definitely grab a friend. This is a two-person job. The most important thing is not to pull the plant out by its stems. Instead, you want to gently tease the entire root ball out of the pot. Then just support everything as you fill in the new soil around it.
And here's one last bit of reassurance on repotting. Look, if an aerial root or two breaks in the process, don't sweat it. It is really not a big deal. A healthy, happy plant is incredibly resilient, and it will bounce back just fine, I promise.
Now, this next part is really important. I need you to listen up. We're going to talk about two very common pieces of advice or hacks that you might see floating around online. They sound like they should work, but trust me, they can actually cause some serious damage.
First up, trying to grow a new plant from a trimmed aerial root. It kind of seems logical, right? A root is a root. But nope, it won't work. To grow a new Monstera, you need a cutting that has a node. That's that little knobby joint on the main stem where leaves and roots grow from. Aerial roots on their own don't have these nodes, so they simply can't produce any new growth.
And the second mistake is a big one. You'll see these pictures of people putting Monstera aerial roots into little jars of water, thinking it helps the plant drink more. Please, please, please do not do this. These roots are built for air,
not for being submerged 24/7. Leaving them in water is just a fast track to root rot, which is a serious disease that can absolutely kill your plant.
So, let's circle back and sum it all up. You've really got two main philosophies here. On one side, you've got Team Tuck. Tucking the roots back into the soil is awesome because it preserves their natural function and gives your plant extra support. On the other side, you've got Team Trim. This is purely for looks. It gives you a cleaner aesthetic. It's perfectly fine to do. You'll just have to do it every so often. There is no single right answer here. It's all about what you prefer.
And that really is the main takeaway. If you see these aerial roots popping out, it means you're doing a great job. Your plant is healthy, it's happy, it's thriving. Everything after that, whether you trim them, tuck them, or train them up a pole, is a purely aesthetic choice. You are in complete control of the final look.
So, the final question is all for you. Now that you're an expert on aerial roots, what's it going to be? Are you going to embrace the wild side, train your Monstera up a pole, and create that lush jungle vibe in your home? Or are you going to opt for a more perfected, tidy appearance with some careful trimming and tucking? The choice and the style is all yours.